Tim Lindley here, candidate for Heathcote for Community Board. I want to talk about water for a while. One of the more moving moments of the history of the Christchurch Coastal Pathway was when we had a hui with Tui Whauwasa of Ngātua Huriri, who stood with us on the edge of the estuary, and she talked about the estuary's history, its past, how valuable it was to Ngāi Tahu as a food resource and as a resource for the other things needed for life, and how terribly sad they feel at how the estuary has been treated since European settlement arrived. And it seems to me it represents a clash of cultures of how things are seen. For the Europeans, if you wanted food, you flattened off the land, you drained it, you made a farm and you grew your food. For Māori, you found your food, you secured it from the estuary and from the rivers. And in fact, the biomass that's produced by an estuary is at least as great as the most productive of farmland. It was indeed a valuable asset. And through the 1800s, it was seriously maltreated. Raw effluent from Christchurch Hospital was allowed to flow into the Avon River. The Heathcote was seen as a great place to set up industries that produced toxic waste because you could tip them in the water and they would sort of float away. And the estuary was seen as something that needed filling in, so let's use it as the Sumner rubbish dump. Fortunately, we have turned around from that and have started walking in the right direction. Our treated sewage is now piped out and discharged into the sea, and it wasn't that long ago that it used to go into the estuary. With the Coastal Pathway project, we're treating water runoff from the road so that contaminants are removed from it before it seeps into the estuary. But perhaps our stormwater shouldn't be reaching into the estuary without being treated from all over the city. And being a Christchurch resident, one of the things I treasure most about our city is the fabulous quality of our drinking water. As everyone knows, when you've been overseas or away and you come back, you just treasure a glass of water from Christchurch. So as a community board member, I will very strongly support further measures that represent walking in the right direction to clean up our waterways, clean up our estuary, make it a place where once again perhaps we can safely gather food and eat it, and ensure that our Christchurch drinking water remains free of contaminants, because surely if contaminants do find their way into our aquifers, we have a problem that will be impossible to fix other than by chemical treatments. Thank you for listening. I look forward to being on the community board and fighting for the interests to protect our rivers and our waterways.